You are watching Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Stone Shields. The Bengals, fresh off their victory, going up north to Cleveland and getting the job done by a score of 21-14. Really a massive win in the division. Joe Burrow, the first time he has gone to Cleveland and secured a victory on the road there. So really a massive game. It wasn't pretty, which we'll get into throughout today's show, but the Bengals got it done. Make sure you guys hit that sub button if you have not done so already. When you guys subscribe to our channel here at Bengals Breakdown, the Bengals win. We have seen that over the past couple of weeks with the Giants on Sunday Night Football, and then here today with the Browns. So help us out. Help yourself out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. Have watch parties. Just wrapped up our Week 7 watch party here. Had a great time. Broke some records here at Bengals Breakdown. Going to be live for every single one of the Bengals games here on our channel the rest of the way out, so don't miss out on that. Also, pretty much daily Bengals videos for you guys here at the channel. So help us out. Help yourself out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. This is our instant reaction video to the Bengals 21-14 victory against the Browns. So we can give some injury news as well as a few takeaways that I noticed just immediately, instantly, after not really delving into anything, just kind of right off the brain, things I noticed in this football game. Again, Bengals winning 21-14. I'm doing a little solo producing here on today's video as I was during our watch party. So if you see me look down, just trying to do multiple things at once, bear with me as we get through today's show together. All right, first, let's start with some negatives here, some injury news. Orlando Brown Jr. banged up that knee and wasn't able to return to the game. Now, positive news, he was still in uniform there on the sideline, so I think that certainly is a good sign. Zach Taylor didn't really provide any details after the game in terms of his status, but I think that just the fact that he was dressed is a good sign that he could probably return to playing soon. Of course, Orlando Brown Jr. at that left tackle position has been absolutely incredible for this Bengals football team here in 2024. Would be a massive blow if the Bengals were to have to go without him for an extended period of time. Although Cody Ford, who I've been very hard on here at Bengals Breakdown, he had a really solid game. Zach Taylor was pleased with him there, holding down that left side. So got to give props to Cody Ford for coming in and doing his job on Sunday afternoon. More injury news here with Geno Stone. This one really stings because it was kind of pretty much in garbage time, only a couple of minutes to go, and he crashes into his own teammate, Von Bell, and he left the game on a cart in an air cast. So obviously that isn't a great sign, but Zach Taylor did say after the game that it might not be as bad as they originally feared with Geno Stone. Stone, of course, had an interception earlier in the game off Dorian Thompson-Robinson, his first interception as a Cincinnati Bengals. That was a critical moment in the game. And, again, just hate to see the timing, just kind of in garbage time. The Browns did eventually score on that drive to make it 21-14, but just running into his own teammate. Von Bell got dinged up on that play as well, but he was fine. And just feel for him, and you hope he's going to be able to return. That safety spot might be looking at guys like Jordan Battle, Dejon Anthony, perhaps even Tyson Anderson, if Geno Stone is indeed going to miss some time, which I think a lot of us expect him to. All right, let's get into some takeaways here. Charlie Jones, he was the difference in this football game. When we were just getting things all set up here for our watch party here at Bengals Breakdown, you look up, and Charlie Jones is taking the opening kick to the house, to the establishment, to get the Cincinnati Bengals on the board. And really, they never looked back from that point. Always had the lead from there. I think it kind of, bailed out some of the things that they weren't doing offensively. But Charlie Jones, he's a guy that, again, admittedly, I've been hard on here at the show. Jermaine Burton was active today. You kind of wondered if maybe he would get an opportunity in that return role because Charlie Jones really up to today hadn't done much there for Cincinnati in the return game this year. And boy, that opening run was absolutely amazing. It was a massive block on the play by Drew Sample as well, but just the athleticism and the body control as he was maneuvering his way down the sideline, was able to reach out for the pylon, tiptoe down there and score, was absolutely electric, and that's really ultimately what won the game for Cincinnati. Leads us to the pinned comment of today's video. Grade the Bengals for us, A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section of today's video. They won the game, so I feel like B- is about as low as I can go personally. I know they, did some poor things offensively, kind of missed some opportunities for sure, which we'll get into at the end of our show. But for me, it's probably about a B minus. But ultimately, it was good enough to win. But that is all that matters. But sound off for us in the comments of today's video. If that ad comes here on YouTube, that's totally fine. Take advantage of it. Get down in the comment section and let us know what you think. Okay. Offensively, there certainly were some issues, but T. Higgins and Jamar Chase did deliver for Cincinnati in this football game. There is no two ways around that. I think you got to really be pleased about the things that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase were able to do. I mean, going up against those corners, look, man, they've got some really good corners in Cleveland. I mean, Denzel Ward is an absolute animal there, former Ohio State Buckeye, of course. And Greg Newsome, they're kind of in the nickel, the slot. He moves around a little bit. He's great. Emerson had a good game as well. So T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they didn't exactly light up the stat sheet, but they were able to score 2 critical touchdowns from Joe Burrow that really were massive in this game. And I just love the physicality that they were playing with. Jamar Chase, I tell you, that guy's absolutely born to play in the AFC North. He's got that chip on his shoulder, and I tell you what, he does not like those Cleveland Browns. And he was out there. He had an attitude about him today, but it was a controlled attitude. He didn't get flagged for anything silly, but he was still running around playing with his hair on fire, and I think that really was a boost for this Bengals football team. But Higgins and Chase, really pleased with what they were able to bring to the table. Lots of things to clean up offensively, lots of bad offensively in this game, but I think the things that you saw from those two guys gives you a lot of confidence in that unit because, boy, when they're out there, you just always have a chance because both those guys play at such an elite level. Really got to be happy about what you saw from T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Massive takeaway from me in this football game, no doubt about it. We talked about all week leading up to this game, got to find ways to pressure the quarterback. Quarterback play in Cleveland has been terrible this year, and it continued to be terrible in large part due to Trey Hendrickson, who had a really massive game, had like 5 quarterback hits, I believe, and a couple of sacks to go along with it. Sam Hubbard was getting after the quarterback. He had several quarterback hits and sacks as well. And if you're a Browns fan, man, you just got to be totally frustrated about your play at the quarterback position. Now, you understand that Deshaun Watson, it looks like he suffered a pretty serious Achilles injury, which obviously you hate to see, no doubt about that, even, as obviously given some of the things, he's done off the field. Whatever. We won't get into that. It sucks that, he hurt himself and really non-contact. It was a quarterback draw, just kind of planting his foot in the ground, and it was what it was, and it appeared to be pretty serious. But ultimately, the Bengals were able to make him a non-factor. He only had 2 incompletions, but boy, they were getting after him. And I tell you what, they made Dorian Thompson-Robinson look pretty bad in this game, forcing 2 interceptions. Sam Hubbard, his first career interception. How about that? That was pretty awesome to see that from Hubbard. He also, like I mentioned, had quarterback hits as well. So that really was a massive key for the Bengals coming into this football game. Had to find ways to pressure the quarterback. Trey Hendrickson always steps up to the challenge. He did a great job. And it's just great to see that front be healthy again for Cincinnati. Really starting to get healthy there along that front. Sheldon Rankins made some really nice plays for Cincinnati in this game, and that certainly was good to see as well. So I'm really happy with the things you saw in that regard from Cincinnati. Defense really starting to come together here and make some big plays for this Bengals football team, and obviously that is very exciting. Want to give a shout out to our friends here at Game Time because today's instant reaction video is presented by Game Time. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Tickets for next week, Bengals coming home, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, are on sale now. So head on over to Game Time and get the best deals possible. My 2 favorite features on Game Time: the seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy with Game Time. Secondly, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front allows you to see your total up front so you don't get hit with any of those surprise fees at checkout like some of those other ticketing companies can get you with. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code CHAT SPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Kind of back to what we were saying there with the pressure. You really, haven't been able to do that in the past. And obviously, they're pretty reliant on Trey Hendrickson getting that done. He kind of, was dinged up for Cincinnati a little bit, but that guy's just so tough, and he's such a difference maker there rushing the passer. Hopefully, eventually, you can get him, a running mate that can really help and affect the quarterback. But he was brilliant today, and it opened up a lot of things for Sam Hubbard as well. And, B.J. Hill, Sheldon Rankins there on the interior. I think Chris Jenkins Jr. is having a solid rookie campaign as well. So you feel good about how that defensive line is coming together, especially considering how bad they were to start this season. Another opportunity for you guys to get interactive with our show here in the comment section. What is your one-word reaction to the Bengals win versus the Browns? Be honest with us. Give us one word. I think mine would just be victory. Wasn't pretty. You won the football game. That's exactly what you needed to do, and I think there's a lot to be proud of and happy about if you're a Bengals fan. One drawback, though, you got to do a better job of capitalizing on the opportunities. Look, Cleveland kept shooting themselves in the foot time after time after time again, and it didn't really feel like you were capitalizing. You go into halftime, and you're a couple of missed kicks away from losing or being down at halftime. Dustin Hopkins missed 49-yarder in the first quarter, and then he misses an extra point after Cleveland finally gets in the end zone and scores. So, I think they had opportunities throughout that first half to be able to do more damage offensively. They just couldn't do anything. Again, really reliant on the Charlie Jones return for a kickoff return for a touchdown. So when you're playing better teams, you gotta, when they give you an opportunity to take advantage of something, you have to be able to do that. And Cincinnati did not do a good job of that, and they're lucky it didn't come back to bite them in the rear. Luckily for them, they made enough plays in the turnover department and a significant one on special teams that it didn't matter. But those are my couple of takeaways here, my instant reaction to the Bengals' 21-14 victory on the road against the Cleveland Browns.